WizdomandSage, the Urban Witch, and I am on for an energy check-in for you guys, okay? Before we get into it, you guys, I'm going to turn on my big screen, okay, so that I can see myself. And I hope that you guys are doing well today, okay? Happy Tuesday, okay? Hope that everyone is doing well. Hope that you're safe, okay? And all of that good, okay? Prayers up to all of the family, you guys that are in Memphis, that are in Gary, Indiana. And for those of you guys where even if you're not going through some type of, well-known publicized crisis, okay, you could be going through something, that nobody knows about, something just very personal, okay. Prayers up to you guys, protection and healing energy I send out to you guys, because a lot of us are going through a lot of different things, okay, and a lot of it has nothing to do with us, but it's people on the outside, it's the powers that be, it's people that don't want to see you be great, it's people that definitely, dear one, they want to go out of their way to make your life unnecessarily difficult, okay? So during these times, you guys, you got to love yourself, stay prayed up, stay protected, okay? Guard your home, guard all of your material possessions, guard your mind, okay? Your peace of mind. And then also, pray for those of you guys, pray for others around you guys that are less fortunate. Always keep your loved ones, prayed up and in a protective shield, a covering, okay? Especially your children as well, okay? Because we are definitely living, dear one, in unprecedented times where we're going to have to come together, okay? In order to survive, in order to thrive, okay? We're going to have to go back to thinking about community as opposed to individuality, okay? If we expect to survive during these times with this current administration and these, natural disasters and all of these things that are going on, that is just rocking people left and right to the point where it's very difficult to, just feel a sense of peace and ease and stability before something else happens, okay? I got a lot of viewers all over the world, you guys. And I know that I have some of you guys in Indiana and Memphis as well. So I just want to let you guys know, that my heart and hats go off to you guys, okay? And we're sending prayers and things of that nature to you, okay? All right. So having said that, you guys, welcome, you guys, okay? For those of you guys who are coming in, okay, remember that your girl has attention deficit, okay? So, when you leave your very beautiful comments, okay, I'm going to look at the comments after the chat. And then also, you guys, okay, surprise, surprise, I'm going to select one particular subscriber or viewer that I see in the chat, okay? I'll select one of you guys, and I will look at your question and answer your yes or no oracle message for free for today, okay? So it could be you could be that lucky person. So if you guys want to have a question answered, okay, no pressure, okay? But if you would like to have a question answered, and you don't mind the fact that it'll be live streamed, okay, it'll be publicized, okay, then by all means, drop your question in the chat, okay? All right. Also, guys, I want to thank you guys in advance for your likes, your shares, and your subscribes, okay? Thank you, and, major shout outs to those of you guys who are continuing to purchase readings with your girl, okay? Again, it is very much so appreciated, okay? I thank you guys so much for trusting me with your energy, okay? And I thank you guys so much for seeing me as that oracle, as that healer, as that spiritualist, that practitioner, that witch, if you will, that can dig deep into the ethers to pull out messages that are very timely for you and your time of need as you are seeking personal and spiritual clarity, okay? So I thank you for that. I do not take it for granted, and I'm very honored, okay? Also, shout outs to those of you guys who are continuing to leave donations, okay, via my business website, okay? It is greatly appreciated as well, okay? All right. So having said that, you guys, we're going to tap on in, okay? Today, you guys, we're going to do an energy check-in, okay? And today's energy check-in is how are you being viewed or perceived right now, okay? How are you being viewed and perceived right now? Now, some of you guys, as you know, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good, okay? Sometimes, it's based on the truth. It's based on the facts. And other times, it can be based on a little bit gossip, a little bit of, envy and things of that nature. But we're going to tap in, you guys, and we're going to find out what is the what's up, okay, in terms of how you are being viewed or perceived right now, okay? So without further ado, dear one, let's get into it, okay? All right. So the first card we have, you guys, this was in reverse, okay? It's called mental conflict, the number 2, okay? It was in reverse, okay? So I'm hearing from spirit, dear one, right off the bat, you're currently being perceived as someone that, you really have it together, yeah? You really have your head on straight, I'm hearing you have a plan, okay? I'm hearing people perceive you as, the man with the master plan, okay? Or the woman, with the vision, okay? And so people once perceive you, dear one, as someone where, perhaps you didn't know what you were supposed to be doing with your life, you didn't have your vision, your destiny, your purpose figured out. People may have once upon a time perceived you as someone that, you were all over the place, what they call it, a master, a jack of all trades, a master of none. People perceived you guys once upon a time as someone that, you were just throwing shit at the wall just to see what stick. But fast forward to now, dear one, people see you as someone, you seem to have some type of organization. You seem to have learned a lot about yourself. You've done a lot of self-reflection. And a lot of you guys, based on your past, people are perceiving you as someone that has definitely learned based on some of the things that you have gone through, based on what you don't want and what you have learned doesn't work for you. Now people see you as someone, dear one, well, you got it together. People are looking at you like, wow, look at Lisa, look at JoJo. They really have their head on straight. They really have their life together, okay? They're really very, very clear in terms of who they are, okay? What they deserve, okay? What they're doing in life, okay? What they are here to do, okay? People see you guys knowing for sure what your life path is. And, they're like, damn, they don't give a damn about what I think or what anybody thinks about them. Because I'm hearing from spirit, dear one, you guys may have had a lot of situations where people have always tried to stop you, okay? People have always tried to, poo-poo on your dreams and visions and, be a Debbie Downer, be very negative and say, oh, you can't do that. You ain't gonna make no money on that. Girl, you still don't know what you're doing. You still haven't gotten your degree. You still haven't, people were always, looking at your life like you were on some type of time clock that they created for you. And that just because, you were not accomplishing something on their time, that means that, you didn't know what you were doing or that you were confused about your life path and your work, okay? But I'm hearing from spirit, fast forward to now, I'm hearing slow and steady wins the race. And people are seeing that all of the mistakes that you guys have gone through, okay, or mistakes that they perceived, and all of, the trials and tribulations and the setbacks that you guys have gone through, they have seen that in some way, shape, or form, dear one, you have learned how to use that for your betterment. And so, nothing was lost. And now they see you as someone where you're very well-rounded, diverse, okay? You're very grounded in who you are. You're very grounded in your talents and gifts. You know what you're worth, okay? You're not willing to settle. And it's just really giving that, you got it together. You got your head on straight. You're no longer confused. You're very self-aware, and you're also very aware of your surroundings. You're also very aware of how people perceive you because, you guys are now in a season, people see that, hey, I could tell Lisa know her worth. JoJo know their worth. So, they not hanging around the same people that they thought were their friends, but, they would be talking about them behind their back. They're not still hanging around and being in relationships that's toxic and then, sticking their head in sand and pretending as though, they didn't see what they saw. They didn't hear what they heard. Okay, nah. They're at the point now where, they know what it is. Okay, they can see the writing on the wall. They know how to read the room, and then they govern themselves accordingly. Okay, they're very aware. So, dear one, this is a positive thing, how people are perceiving you guys right now, okay? Yeah, people know, dear one, it's very, very difficult to try to, pull the wool over your eyes, okay? Because you're not having it, okay? I'm hearing I was born at night, but, not last night, okay? Come through, spirit. We got two cards here. I'll take both, okay? But the next card we have, you guys, this was in reverse, okay? It says material and spiritual prosperity. Material and spiritual prosperity, okay? It's in reverse. Yeah. I'm hearing from Spirit, dear one. People perceive you as someone where, you got something, but you ain't letting nobody know what it is, okay? It's giving that you're very stealthy. It's giving that, you play your cards close to your chest. And it's like, people know on a need to know basis because, people perceive you as someone where, perhaps, more times than you should have, okay? More than, enough times you guys have been burned, okay? You have been burned by, being an open book to people and letting people know what you have and, having the whole attitude of, my money is your money, my time is your time, my love is your love, my love is your love. Come through, Spirit, old school. Yeah, people used to perceive you as being someone where, you were kind of not naive, dear one, because you used to project your empathy, your compassion and your good open heart onto other people, and you would think, well, I take the shirt off my back and give it to people, Sage, because I know that, in times of need and at times of crisis, they will do the same thing for me. But now, fast forward to now, y'all have learned, no, that's not the case. Everybody don't have your same heart. Everybody don't have your same mind, okay? So you can't continue to project your feelings of, the fact that everybody is, rooting for people and want to see people do great just because you do, because everybody's not like that. And when it comes to money, dear one, when it comes to material possessions, people are now perceiving you as someone where they like, I know collective, there is more to them than meets the eye. I know collective got some money. I know collective, they probably got a nice home, a nice ride. They got this and they got that. But they really not letting nobody know what they got. They really keeping it to themselves. They really are moving in silence. And dear one, this would be correct because people are perceiving you as someone that's smart now. You've been burnt enough times where hey, it's not even safe, okay? Not only is it a drag to, have people all up in your business and then have their hand out expecting shit from you and feeling entitled just because, they know you got it, or they think that, you're going to be nice enough and compassionate enough to give it to them or give them some. But, dear one, you have learned, dear one, unfortunately, the hard way that, when you let people know what you have and when you have an open heart and an open hand, people will use you. Come through, Spirit. People will take advantage of you. People will make up a lie and they'll create or manufacture a crisis. They'll create or manufacture some type of problem or issue just because they're waiting on you, dear one, to step up and be super saver hoe and say, oh, what you need? I got it. I'll front you. I'll cover you. Oh, you need a place to stay? How long you trying to stay? How long you think it's gonna take before you get on your feet? And then you let the joking in, and then 2 weeks become 2 months, and 2 months become 2 years, and you like, hell no. Sage, you right about that. I done learned the hard way. You can't let everybody know what you got. You can't let everybody know how blessed you are. You can't let everybody know, you got a savings account. You saving up for a rainy day. They come with a goddamn umbrella like, can you help me? It's raining. Can you loan me? Hell no. I can't loan you shit but some advice. And my advice is, get it out the mud just like I did. Goodbye. Come through, Spirit. So yeah, dear one, people are perceiving you as someone where, you've learned how to put yourself first, okay? You're no longer naive where, you leave yourself in want. You leave yourself in need because you're so busy trying to show up to help people. The main people, dear one, that wouldn't spit on your ass if you was on fire. The main people that feel as though, oh, Lisa got it, let's ask Lisa. JoJo got it, let's ask JoJo. And it's like, they're asking you, dear one, but it's kind of like, in a way, they're kind of demanding it. And they're asking you in a way where they want you to feel guilty. They want you to feel obligated. They want you to feel like, if you say no, that there's going to be consequences. These are not people, dear one, that you guys have learned that when they ask for something, they're going to give it back to you in return, or there's going to be an equal reciprocity. So I'm hearing from Spirit, dear one, that with this particular stream, the particular people, how they're perceiving you now, these are the ones, dear one, that back in the day have used you, have, mistreated you, have felt entitled to your money. And now, dear one, they perceive you as someone where, they know that, they're not going to have a chance in hell to circle back around and to have their hand out and ask you for something, because you guys never forgot how they treated you. You guys never forgot that when you loaned them that money, or when you let them stay with you, it was only temporary, and you expected a payback. You expected them to be there for you in a time of need. But instead, what they did, dear one, is, they bent over and gave you their whole entire ass to kiss. And you was like, oh, really? Okay. I see what's going on here. Okay, I got you, player. All right, okay, cool. Yeah, now we see how this is played. Okay, yeah. So now people, dear one, they'll perceive you as someone where it's kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna do to them, I'm gonna treat them just how they treated me, and I'm not gonna lose no sleep over it. And I've gotten wind from spirit that I'm blessed, and I'm about to be more blessed. And spirit has made it clear, my ancestors have made it clear that what's for me is for me, not for everybody else. And so I have learned how to say no. Okay, so people perceive you as that type of person, dear one, so that's very good. Okay, now they mad about it, but I'm here to tell you that we don't care. Okay, come through, spirit. All right, so the next card we have, you guys, we have the number 8, positive movement forward. Okay, positive movement forward. Okay, it's in reverse. Okay, so dear one, right off the bat, there could be like maybe 1 or 2 persons, dear one, and it's kind of like they don't really know what's going on with you. So it's like they're making up things. They're making up things because they want themselves to appear to be a hero. They're making up things because they want to make it appear as though they're doing better than you. Okay, since you left them, or they're doing better than you, dear one, since they're competing with you on the low behind the scenes. Okay, but they're trying to have this type of narrative about you, dear one, and they're telling people this narrative to get people to view you a certain way, not for the way that you are, but how they want you to be perceived, because in some way, shape, or form, dear one, this is going to make them feel better. This is going to make them feel as though they got some type of one up, or some type of lick on you. Okay, is what I'm hearing from spirit. So currently, dear one, there is someone that, they're even believing their own lies, and they're going out of their way to try to sway the perception of other people about you, that you guys are unstable. Okay, that you're unstable mentally, that you're unstable financially, that that's what you get because you shouldn't have left. You shouldn't have left them because you went out into the world. You thought that you was going to do better than them, or better without them. And they're saying that this is not the case. Okay, but largely I'm hearing from spirit, dear one, this is gossip. Okay, this is kind of like a smear campaign. This is so that this particular person, whomever they are, dear one, they can still make everyone feel as though they're the head honcho and in charge, and that everyone should come to them for help. This is the type of person, dear one, where they lie and they create stories and narratives, because at the end of the day, they want to feel needed. They want people to feel as though at the end of the day that people can't live without them. And this is how they had painted you, dear one. And it's giving, dear one, that whomever this person is, okay, is given that they're very threatened of your security, your stability. They're very insecure. Okay, come through, spirit. It's giving that they're very threatened and insecure about your independence and your self-sufficiency, and the fact that regardless of their lies, and regardless of the slander and how they're trying to spin this narrative to people about you, okay, that are around them and around you, is giving, dear one, that they're really in their feelings, that unlike them, how to make it on your own. Unlike them, you don't need somebody to take care of you. You don't need somebody to help you to see your way out of a situation. You don't need somebody in order to help you pay your bills, or whatever the case may be. So whoever this person is, dear one, is giving that they're doing heavy projecting. Okay, this person's very codependent. This person's very I'm hearing very petty. Okay, this person walks around very much so trying to smear campaign you, dear one. And on the low, this person, although they may know that you're very stable, you're very secure, okay, but just because you're not telling them what you have, because again, you have learned how to keep your business to yourself and keep what you got close to your chest, so you won't have anybody coming to you feeling entitled to what you got. This person, dear one, is like out of a sense of anger. It's almost like they're trying to deliberately smite you, just so that they can kind of force you to feel as though you have to defend yourself. and say, well, actually, I'm not broke. Actually, I do have this. I do have that. Actually, I do drive this kind of car. Actually, I did just get this promotion. And they like, okay. So, dear one, be careful, because I'm hearing from spirit. There's someone, dear one, they're perceiving you to be someone that's very naive, but also someone where, you feel so adamant about, you don't like how people perceive you in a certain way that's not you. You don't like how people would try to lie about you. And so they're banking on that so that they can try to, get you to come out of the woodworks and just, lay it raw and bare and let them and everybody know what you actually do have. It's given that they're trying to play like reverse psychology. Like, yeah, and then they'll go back and say, yeah, bitch, I knew you had some money. I knew you had this. I knew you had that. I just, I knew you was hiding something, ho. Yeah, all it took was for me to, lie on you, gossip about you, and make sure that it got back to you so that, with you trying to defend yourself, because, your reputation and your character is so important to you that you're going to go out of your way to let me, your enemies, and everybody know what you got. This was what I was waiting on, okay? So, yeah, dear one, is giving that, someone is currently perceiving you as someone that has money, that has stability, but they're also perceiving you as someone where, you could easily get caught up in the rapture of trying to, defend yourself, defend what you got, and trying to clear your name. And that's a mistake, dear one, because whoever would be the person that is lying about you, they already know who you are. At the core, they already know you're honest. They already know you're independent, you're stable. They already know that you're the type of person, dear one, where you don't need a lot of help. You can figure it out on your own. You've learned how to be very creative because you've had to get out the mud. So it's like, you've learned that through training. Okay, well, I don't have this. Okay, well, I got that. Let's make this work. Okay, well, that didn't come through. Okay, well, I got something, I saved up for a rainy day. I almost forgot about it. Hell, I hid it from myself. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to take care of this, we're going to take care of that. So someone, dear one, they already know that, deep down inside, you got the sauce to be the boss. Come through, spirit. You got the skills to pay the bills. But they also know that you're the type of person where, you're not going to too much stand for people trying to, defame your name or your character. And that's going to cause you to go forth and charge and try to prove people wrong. And sometimes, dear one, this is what they want, because they want you to get caught up. They want you to get caught up in a situation where you're defending yourself, or you're, telling them your business, and you're, playing, their game. And, they've done the reverse psychology, they've done the Spengali on your ass to really get the information out of you that they wanted in the first place. Come through, spirit. So that's for somebody, okay? But that's currently, dear one, how they're viewing you right now, okay? Self-sufficient, stable, you got it, but you hiding it. But hey, you don't take too kindly to people, trying to paint you in a picture that's not really you, okay? And if you guys don't, really take that into consideration and not play into the hands of people, and say to yourself at the end of the day, this motherfucker know who I am. They know what I'm all about. I ain't got to go out of my way to, be going back and forth to trying to prove myself. Prove myself to them for what? Who the fuck are they? Because, whatever I got, they ain't getting a motherfucking thing of it no way. So why do I care if they know that I'm doing really well in life? Hell, if they want to lie and say I'm living, in a shelter. If they want to lie and say I'm under a goddamn bridge with a soup cup, so the fuck what? If they want to lie and say, I'm living in my car, who the hell cares? Okay, good. Let them think that. Then I don't have to worry about them trying to come for me. Then I don't have to worry about, really trying to protect my shit. Then I ain't got to worry about them trying to send somebody towards me to take me out. Because, they treacherous and they motherfucking janky. So let them think I'm impoverished. Let them think that I'm down and out. Hell, that's going to give me peace of mind. The only thing that, I need to be concerned about is that, I got the money on the real. But as far as what they think, I don't give a damn. Okay, come through, spirit. Yeah, so sometimes you guys got to have that type of attitude, and I'm hearing from spirit some of you guys do. Okay, you are not falling for the okie doke. Okay, because how they perceive you, dear one, they know that you already got it going on, but they also know that you'll be the type of person where, if you're not careful, if you don't realize that it's a trick, okay, that it's a setup from the get up, that you can be caught up trying to defend yourself and telling them all your business, and then giving them ammunition, dear one, to work against you that they don't need. Okay, yeah. That's for somebody, okay? Next card we have, you guys, is this was in reverse as well. We got a lot of reversals here. Okay, I'm hearing reverse the curse, but we also have reversals here, dear one, because I'm also hearing that in the energy here, you guys got a lot of people. It's like they're very passive aggressive, okay, with, how they're trying to come at you guys. They're very passive aggressive with, how they are viewing you or how they want people to perceive you, okay. It's like they want to be in control of your narrative, dear one, okay. Is giving that, okay. So the next card we have, you guys, is base chakra. Base chakra, okay. It was in reverse, the number one base chakra, okay. So I'm hearing from here, dear one, right off the bat, okay. People see you as someone where you are the type of person where you know that you can get it out of the mud by yourself, but you very much so are the type of person where you work very well in a partnership. You work very well together. So people perceive you as someone where you're not desperate, you're not a pick me, you're not thirsty or anything like that. And until such a time as you're able to find someone, dear one, that matches your vibe, someone that can come on your level and they can help rise you up, or you guys can grow together instead of them, dragging you down, then you're very, very comfortable with, doing it by yourself. You're very, very comfortable making sure that you can be stable and provide for yourself and even protect yourself, okay? Also, is giving, dear one, people perceive you as someone, as we have the base chakra in reverse, okay? You guys, the base chakra also rules, your lower regions, so like your genital sexual area as well, okay? Like on the physical tip, okay? Whereas the sacral chakra kind of governs that on the spiritual tip, okay? But on the physical tip, people see you as someone that perhaps, dear one, they perceive you as someone where, you could just be chilling. You on ice right now, In other words, people can perceive you to be someone that you're by yourself, okay? And you're celibate at this time, okay? So, you're not swinging on chandeliers, and, you're not giving every potential suitor or option a chance to get to know you and be with you, okay? Because again, you're waiting for someone that's on your level. And in the meantime, I'm hearing sexually transmuting that energy. In other words, you're using that energy to focus on getting your bag, okay? You're using that energy to focus on yourself, okay? I'm hearing self-love is the best love, okay? You guys are really doing a lot of self-reflection. You're doing like your personal makeovers, okay? A lot of you guys are investing into yourself, okay? So you're providing for yourself, okay? You're also protecting your sexual energy. You're protecting your root chakra, okay, at this time, okay? And people perceive you as someone, well, you're very happy, okay? Because you love yourself. You're very happy, dear one, because for those of you guys out there where this message resonates, you're single because you want to be. It's a choice. It's not like, you just stuck in a rut, and it's a dry season and you can't get out, okay? I'm hearing from spirit, people perceive you as someone with, hey, if Lisa want it now, hey, goddamn, she can get it, okay? If JoJo want it now, oh, hey, now, JoJo can get it, okay? So they definitely see you as someone that is standing in your power, but you're very protective over your protective energy, over your root chakra energy, your sexual energy, okay? And, until such a time where you find someone that matches your vibe, or fellas, you find someone where you're ready to approach, okay, then, you just find, being by yourself and with yourself, okay? And people are perceiving you as that person. And a lot of people, dear one, I'm hearing from spirit, as they perceive you to be this way, I'm hearing that you have a lot of people that are very intimidated by you. Particularly, dear one, people that, it's very difficult for them to be by themselves. It's very difficult for them to be alone, okay? You guys may have a lot of people that are, pick-me's, a lot of people that's very thirsty, and they look at someone like you, dear one, and they like, damn, how JoJo do what he do? How is he, able to, turn down the randoms, How is he able to turn down all of the, the Jezebels and the Jezebels, because, he ain't no hoe. How is he able to do that? Because I can't do that, okay? So, dear one, you have a lot of people that are kind of like putting you on a pedestal, but also kind of like, they got their nose turned up at you at the same time, because when they compare themselves to you, they automatically are saying to themselves, I don't have the self-discipline. I don't have the strength to do that, okay? Some of you guys, you have people that are perceiving you guys to be very strong, to really be protecting yourself, okay? I'm hearing, You loving your temple, you're treating your temple as a sacred vessel that it is, okay? And you have people, dear one, you have onlookers, you have looky-loos that's looking at you like, they think they all that, well, whatever. Nah, they really just celebrate because, they can't get nobody or this or that. No, that's not the case, okay? You guys very well have your choice, okay? You have your pick. You have lots of people that be pressed, pressed and stressed, trying to get to know you, pressed and stressed, trying to holler. Even so, some of those dear one where, they could be kind of like weird ass weirdos, sitting back in the cut, watching and lurking, wishing, hoping, and praying, but they too lame to step to you to make a move, okay? Yeah, they watching you too, okay? But dear one, people definitely come through spirit. People definitely perceive you guys as someone where, you're presenting yourself and you're treating yourself as a very high value, exclusive person that you are. You're coming with top tier energy, okay? You're coming with, all of the things that you need to not only take care of yourself and be well balanced, but also you will bring harmony and balance into other people. And you're just not interested in just trying to show every Tom, Dick, and Harry that shows interest in you that, they can come and get some. Nah, it don't work like that, okay? You guys are on lock, okay? Only people that are of top tier and of a certain pedigree and status may apply, okay? Everybody may, apply, but not everybody gonna get interviewed. Not everybody gonna, get the job, okay? Yeah, not everybody gonna be in the running, okay? Come through spirit. This is how people are currently perceiving you guys at this time, okay? For one person, I also just heard heartbreaker, okay? And for another person, I heard tease. I heard like hard to get, okay? So there could be someone, dear one, that is perceiving you to be someone where, you're on lock and, as fine as you are, okay, as handsome as you want to be, this person has attitude, dear one, because, they think that just because they want you, that you should want them too. Just because they want you, that, you should make yourself available, okay? It's given that this is a dusty here. It's given dusty energy, okay? Yeah, this is how they're perceiving you. So rather than, accepting the fact that, you have discipline, they don't, okay? You're exclusive, they ain't, okay? You're like, okay, I'm only for, one person and, they for the community, okay? They for everybody. Everybody can get it, okay? All of a sudden now, dear one, it's like they have an issue with you. But this is how they're perceiving you, that you're on your high horse, okay? That you think too highly of yourself. And deep down inside, dear one, they think highly of you too. And that's why they have an attitude that, you're not going to come down to their level and you're not going to render yourself to be, low hidden. How can I say it? I'm buffering them. Let me calm down my energy. Okay. Hopefully y'all didn't get kicked out. Okay. But I'm hearing from spirit, you may be perceiving yourself to be, forbidden fruit, dear one, and they want to bring you down to the status of low-hanging fruit, and they mad because you're not willing to stoop down to their level, okay? But this is how you're being perceived, okay? Like ice queen, okay, is what I'm hearing from spirit, okay? Like exclusive. Some people are saying that you're arrogant and you're stuck up, okay? Some people are saying, dear one, that, your expectations are too high, you playing hard to get and this and that. And this is all, dear one, because, they have a bruised ego. And it's like they're saying all of these things about you to make themselves feel better at night, okay? Trying to make it seem like however you're presenting yourself, however you're currently navigating in the world, that there's something wrong with it, dear one, simply because they can't do it, okay? Or because of the way that you're rolling in these streets, okay? The way you're navigating, they can't step to you because you're exclusive and, access is denied and, they're not on your level, okay? Yeah, it's giving back, okay? Come through spirit. The next card we have, you guys, is the number 4, firm foundation, okay? The number 4, firm foundation, okay? So, dear one, you're currently being perceived as someone where, once upon a time, you may not have had it all together, you had to learn things the hard way. You didn't have a mentor. You didn't have a silver spoon in your mouth. And you didn't really have like a support system where if you fail, that you had a safety net and people would encourage you and pick you back up, or you had some place where you can go and recoup. You can go and, get yourself together and hit a reset. So people are perceiving you as a type of person where whatever you have now, dear one, you have it because it took strength, it took resilience, and you didn't get it from nobody. Nobody handed you anything. You got it by yourself, okay? And you did the hard work, okay? Whatever you have, dear one, people are perceiving you as someone that is a hard worker, and you went through, blood, sweat, and tears, okay? You put in the sweat equity to get what you got, okay? You didn't make a phone call for it, okay? You didn't get, sworn into it, okay? You didn't have to do strange things for change in order to get it, okay? You didn't have nobody to give you a hand up or a hand out. Whatever you got, dear one, as it relates to your stability, come through, Spirit, as it relates to your security, okay? People are perceiving you, dear one, as someone where you worked hard to get what you got, okay? And because of that, dear one, you would be hard pressed. They would be hard pressed, shall I say, to try to take away anything that you have, okay? That you have done, that you have created to build your firm foundation, whether that is, a stable home, okay, yeah, whether that is a stable relationship, whether that is just you being stable minded, knowing how to navigate in the world, going from point A to point B. And even though there could be uncertainty all around you, you still know how to carve out some sense of stability and security within that situation to create your own standard of foundation, your own standard of being, stable, okay? But you worked very, very hard for it, okay? People know that you're a hard worker, okay? People also know that you guys are very talented and gifted, okay? People know that you guys are, you're an initiator, a starter. You don't sit back and wait for opportunities or things to come to you. You don't sit back and wait for people to give you a hand. You create an opportunity instead of waiting for it, because you guys know that you're the type of person, dear one, where, just because it's you, come through, Spirit, nobody, but just because it's you, they gonna go out of their way to try to make it harder for you. They gonna go out of their way to want to tell you no when they could very well say yes. So just because it's you, dear one, you already have learned how, what, if I'm gonna get it, I gotta get it out the mud. If I'm gonna get it, I gotta have grit, I gotta have tenacity. I can't stop, okay? I'm hearing can't stop, won't stop, okay? You're that type of person, dear one, okay? When you put your eye on a situation, a vision, a purpose, you're not gonna stop until you reach that goal, okay? Because you know that all you got, essentially, for the most part, for most of you guys, all you got is yourself. A lot of times you guys, you're so out the box, you're doing things so differently that a lot of people, dear one, they couldn't help you even if they wanted to, because you're so different. Your life path, your goal is so different. You guys are doing things that have never been done before, okay? You guys are walking into territories, into rooms where people around you that watch you, or people around you that try to tell you that you're doing something wrong. How the fuck do they know? Because they ain't never walked into the same doors that you're walking into now, or that you're about to. So, dear one, you know that you're the type of person, dear one, where you have to dance to the beat of your own drum in order to get it, okay? You have to, get it out the mud. You have to create your own blueprint, because there was no blueprint that was left for you. But people are definitely perceiving you as someone that is a very hard worker. Everything that you got, you worked hard for. And so, people would be very hard pressed to try to take it away from you, okay? I'm hearing they will definitely get their ass handed to them, okay? Because it's like, I worked so hard for this. I worked so hard for this relationship. I've been, celibate for this long, and now, this wonderful man is coming to my life. This wonderful woman coming to my life. I wish a motherfucker would try to flirt with my man. Bitch, I will toe tag you, okay? And same for the fellas. I done worked so hard, to get this promotion. I done worked so hard to get this degree. I wish a motherfucker would try to, discriminate against me. I wish they would try to, have me to be the last one hired and the first one fired. I wish a motherfucker would, okay? Come through, Spirit. So it's giving that, dear one. You guys have, really going through the fire. You guys are going through initiations by fire. You're going through struggles. You're going through situations where it didn't have to be as hard as it was. People could have really given you guys a helping hand. People could have really given you guys, the cheat sheet. They could have given you a leg up. They could have encouraged you. They could have, tried to make it easier for you, but they chose not to. They chose to deliberately make it harder for you guys. And so you're like, okay, I'm just going to have to work a little harder. Well, okay, well then, since they don't want to help me, rather than it taking, 6 months if they would have helped me, okay, it's just going to take 8 or 9 months. But, we not going to stop. We still going to do it. We still going to get it done, okay? So people definitely see you as someone that's strong, resilient. You're a go-getter, okay? And everything that you got, okay? Grit, baby. You got it with grit. You got it out of blood, sweat, and tears, okay? Ain't nobody gave you shit, okay? Come through, Spirit. All right, let's pull a few more cards, you guys, okay? We're not going to be too long today, y'all. I want to, kind of preserve my energy a little bit, okay? I'll be going hard with you guys, trying to, give you guys that tea that you need to set you free, okay? And I enjoy it. Your girl is being as consistent as I can, okay? Trying to hold everything down behind the scenes, okay? And also in front of the scenes, okay? And I know that you guys are appreciating the reading, and I appreciate your love, okay? We're going to give you guys a little bit of tea today, but we're not going to make it too long today. I'm definitely going to put a cap on it, okay? And for those of you guys where if you have a question, okay, today, you guys, I will be selecting one person to answer a yes or no oracle question for you guys for free, okay? And so if you guys have a question, no pressure. I'll choose one particular person and I will read your question and answer your question after today's read, okay? All right. And then in the month of September, you guys, I'm going to start the live streams where I'm giving you guys an opportunity to do or to receive, shall I say, a $10 super chat mini reading, okay? Whether it be an oracle, some days we'll do a yes no oracle message, other days I'll do a one card tarot pull for you guys, okay? For just a $10 super chat. So I encourage all of my international supporters to take advantage of that. But also those of you guys who are in the States, okay, or wherever you guys are around the world, okay, you guys take advantage of that offer, okay? It's coming soon, okay, in the month of September, okay? All right, so let's get a little bit more tea, you guys. How are you currently being viewed and perceived right now, okay? Let's see. Come through, Spirit. So we have the message, stop, okay? It's giving, dear one, that people are perceiving you as someone where, you have that, like, I'm not dealing with your bullshit type of energy, okay? You have that type of energy. People are perceiving you as someone where, you're not going to play with people. You're not going to allow people to play with you. When you recognize that something is over, you know how to end it, okay? You're going to put a stop to it, okay? People also see you as someone, dear one, where, you have really garnered a sense of boundaries, okay? Knowing how to say no, okay? Really putting your foot down. And if necessary, dear one, I'm hearing from Spirit, you'll put it up somebody's ass, okay? Because you guys have gone through some type of transformation, I'm hearing from Spirit, and you have learned that, if you don't say no, people will keep going. People will continue to try to play on your top, okay? If you don't tell them to stop, if you don't tell them to get on, okay, they'll keep on doing it. Keep coming at you. So people are now perceiving you as someone that has developed a backbone, that has boundaries now. Now you have a voice, okay? You're no longer afraid, and you're no longer, giving that energy of, I'm just going to deal with it. I'm just going to tolerate it because, I don't like confrontation and, this and that and that and this, no, hell no, okay? People are now perceiving you as someone where you definitely like, look, okay, you out of motherfucking pocket, okay? And if you don't stop it right now, okay, I'm going to toe tag your ass. If you don't stop it right now, bitch, you're going to jail, okay? If you don't stop right now, okay, and get out of my face, okay? Yeah, people may not recognize your face when I get done with you, okay? You better stop now. You better stop while the getting is good, okay? You better stop while you can walk away instead of your ass being stretched out and rolled away, okay? Come through, Spirit is giving that, okay? So people are now perceiving you guys as someone where it's like, you're all about, no bullshit, okay? It's not only with your voice, a lot of you guys are definitely voicing that, but it's also, in terms of your energy, okay? It's like your energy speaks louder than, your words. So say, for example, someone really testing you and they really trying to push your buttons, okay? Some of you guys, you're giving that, people perceive you as someone where you can look at a motherfucker now and you'll give them the look of death. And they automatically know if they say another motherfucking word, bitch. You ought to say one more thing. I'm going to knock your teeth out your damn mouth, okay? Do another thing, okay? And one of us going to jail. And I'm going to bet that it ain't going to be me, It is giving, dear one, that you have reached your enough is enough moment. And people are now viewing you as someone where you're no longer going to allow people to try to play on your top. People to try to, back you into a corner. People to try to, make you out to be something that you're not. People to try to use you and abuse you, okay? It's definitely giving, it's a no-go. You may have gotten away with it before, motherfucker, but you know what? Today is a new day, and you can't get away with it no more, okay? And this is how people are perceiving you now, dear one, okay? You got boundaries now. You got backbone now. You know how to say no, okay? A lot of you guys, you're using your resources, to do what you got to do to protect yourself, to defend yourself, to say no. Some of you guys, you may enlist outside help, okay? But whatever the case may be, dear one, whether you need an army or whether you just need yourself, okay, is giving that, you're not taking no shit, okay, like you used to, okay? Is giving that, dear one, okay? Come through, spirit. I'm going to pull you guys a couple more cards, okay? And then I'm going to read the chat and see if anyone has a question, okay, at this time, all right? So let's see, y'all. Energy check-in. How are you being viewed or perceived right now? Come through, spirit, okay? All right, we got the death card, Come through, spirit. I'm hearing that people are perceiving you guys as someone where, you have put an end, you have put a death to a lot of things, particularly for some of you guys, dear one. People are perceiving you to be someone that has put a death to any type of stagnation in your life. For some of you guys, people see you as someone where, girl, guy, you're very powerful. You're spiritually protected because, that death magic that was thrown on you, okay? That janky juju, okay? That evil eye. Somebody putting your ass on the altar. Somebody, want to, block your love life. Put a death to your love life. Put a death to, your influence. Put a death to, your prosperity. You blocked and stopped all of that. And then even as I'm looking at this symbol here, it's very cute, but even as I look at it, it's almost looking like there's like a boomerang where whatever was sent to you, dear one, is going right back to the sender, okay? So, dear one, you're being perceived as someone where, all of the things, all of negative energy that has been hurled towards you, that you guys are now, you have come up out of that energy, okay? That energy has left your life. A lot of, burdens, a lot of curses have been lifted, okay? I'm hearing the curses have been broken. People see you guys as liberated. I'm also hearing that for maybe one or two of you guys, dear one, people see you as someone where, goddamn girl, you got 9 lives. Goddamn guy, you got 9 lives because what happened to you, that should have taken you out, okay? But, people are seeing you, dear one, as someone that has, you've gone through some type of transformation, some type of metamorphosis, and you have been given a second chance at life, okay? So maybe perhaps people have seen you, they perceive you as someone that, you have escaped the hands of death, literally. Like you may have escaped a fatal car accident. You may have escaped some type of, a health crisis that could have taken you out, okay? You could have escaped some type of situation where you could have been at the wrong place at the wrong time, okay? Some of you guys, you could have escaped somebody doing, some of that serious, crazy ass, diabolical black magic and juju on you, okay? But yet you survived, okay? So people are looking at you as though, you have defied death. Okay, you are giving another chance, a second chance at life. Okay, you are now transformed, you are liberated, and all of that toxic negative energy, dear one, that was once holding you down, that was once binding you or had you bound in some way, shape, or form, physically, spiritually, financially, relationship wise, whatever the case may be. Okay, you guys have come up out of that energy. You're in a different timeline now, okay? And people are perceiving you as being someone that is very, very powerful, okay? Girl, you have defied death. Guy, you have defied death, okay? Yeah, you have made, a liar out of this person, a liar out of these group of people, Some of you guys, you've made a liar out of some doctors now because they gave you a diagnosis and some of them, they told you that, you only had that much time to deal with this or, that you was going to have to be on medication for the rest of your life or this situation was going to cause that. And you defied the odds, okay? You beat death. You beat some type of death sentence on your life, okay? For one particular energy, dear one, somebody is saying that, you might have beat, the death penalty. This could be for somebody. Or you could have beat some type of scheme, okay? Some type of plot, some type of hit that somebody had out on your life, okay? That would have resulted in them getting some type of payout at your expense, okay? I'm hearing like life insurance policy, okay? I'm hearing like even like, some type of spiritual hit or something. Someone wanted to get you out of the picture. And so they wouldn't have to pay child support. Oh, wow. That's for one person. For whoever this particular energy stream is, this could be someone, dear one, that is in the public eye, okay? And, they didn't want, you collective, whoever you are, to have that baby. And there was a plot against your life, hon, whoever you are. They was like, you sure you don't want to get rid of that baby? I'm not ready to be a father right now. Or I already got 3 or 4 kids. I don't really want this. This is not a good time. Da, da, da. And you was like, no, my body, my choice. And somebody did one, I'm hearing from spirit. You narrowly escaped a hit that was put out on your ass because somebody was like, well, you know what? You're not going to have this fucking baby, and I'm not going to be paying child support, and I'm not going to take care of your ass. So what you going to do? Somebody tried to take a hit on you, dear one, but whoever you are, you survived, okay? You could be Italian or have some type of Italian mixture, okay? You could be mixed with Italian and something else, okay? Bicultural, multicultural. Oh, for 1 or 2 of you guys, whoever you are, you could also be bilingual, okay? You could speak English and another language as well, okay? And somebody wanted to just treat you like you was like you were a toy. And then, when, something happened and you decided, yeah, I want the baby. And it wasn't for the fact that you wanted to be a quote unquote gold digger, as this particular person is claiming, but you just wanted the baby for whatever reason. Maybe because perhaps you had a dream that you were going to be a mother and you didn't want to forfeit that dream or situation because maybe you don't know if you're going to ever be able to have any more children. Whatever the case may be, dear one, but somebody was adamant on you not living because they didn't want that child. They didn't want to become, a baby daddy of yours, because this is giving for whoever this energy is, dear one, they already have children. But when it somehow came to you, all of a sudden, they want you to get rid of the baby, they wanted you to abort the child, and you like, no. And so they was hell-bent on trying to abort your ass. And I'm hearing from spirit, you defied death. You were protected from death. You were protected from some type of hit that was taken out on you. Okay? And this person got caught in some way, shape, or form. And, they were under surveillance. They were watched, or something could have happened. Okay? Something legally, someone spiritually, something happened where, there was an intervention. Something intervened. And you're living today because, somebody stepped in and blocked this hit that was taken out on you, dear one. This is specifically for one particular person. Okay, come through spirit. I'm gonna give you guys one more card, okay, guys, and then I'm going to turn it loose, okay, give you guys some signs and say hi to the chat, okay? All right, so here we go, y'all. Spirit, give my collective one more message, please, for how they are being viewed or perceived at this time. I'm just going to pick one because, it don't matter. Whichever one I pick, that's the one that y'all need. Okay? So this one was in reverse, dear one, okay? Oh, interesting. It says they know you're a witch, okay? So, dear one, okay, it's in reverse. So you got people that they may not ever say this in your face, but they're talking amongst themselves. Or you have people, dear one, they're thinking, to themselves that, it's something very different about collective, okay? The way they move, the way they talk, how they're manifesting things, okay? How, they look at the world differently, okay? How they navigate in the world. It's just something very difficult about them. It's giving witchy, okay? So there's someone, dear one, it's like, you're being perceived as someone that could be like maybe perhaps, a witch that's still in the closet, a closet witch. Or you could be someone, dear one, where, you're very quiet, you're very to yourself, and it's kind of like, yeah, I do what I do, but people know on a need to know basis. And so I'm not just going to go, screaming it out to the rooftops, what I do and who I am, okay? But if you get the opportunity to be around me, if you get the opportunity to, become my friend or my lover or a person that's very significant in my life, then you will know. I will tell you, you will know on a need to know basis. But all of you passerbys, you neighbors, some of y'all did one, I'm hearing from spirit, you got neighbors that's, they like, hey, something up with collective. They giving witchy vibes there, okay? Every time I go by there, I'm smelling sage and Palo Santos. I'm smelling Nag Champa and lavender and shit. What's going on over there in there, okay? What's this music that they playing, okay? It sounds different, okay? What is that binaural beat? What's a binaural? What's that? It's giving like, what's going on over there now? Hey, okay? Come through spirit. So you guys could have some neighbors and they could be kind of lurking and kind of looking and side eyeing you a little bit when they might see you outside, go to check your mailbox, or they coming out of your vehicle, or go riding on the elevator, depending on, where you are, where you live, and all of this and that. Okay. And it's like, you give off this aura, this mystique, maybe they're looking at your necklace. They're looking at a tattoo of yours. Okay. They're looking at a stone that you're wearing, that you have on your bracelet. Okay. Yeah. They're looking at, something that you got going on, and they like, what's that? Yeah, this person, they witchy now. They a witch. Okay, I'm intrigued, but goddamn, I'm a little frightened now. I'm a little anxious because I don't want to say the wrong thing, and then next thing you know, shit, I wake up and I can't hardly breathe. Like, what the fuck? I don't want to get too close. Okay, so some of you guys, dear one, come through spirit. You have a neighbor, okay, and you're being viewed as somebody they know that you're different, that you give off witchy vibes, okay, that you're a witch, and it's kind of like again, you're not gonna shout it to the rooftops, but whoever needs to know, it's on a need to know basis. Or if they get an opportunity to maybe walk past your apartment or walk past your home, maybe you sweeping out the front door, and you got the incense on, you got some music playing, and you doing your thing, and they walk past and like, what did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what the hell I thought I saw? Okay. And maybe they saw a salt lamp, or maybe they saw a dream catcher, okay? Or maybe they saw that witch room that you keep by your door, okay? And they like, what's going on over in there? Okay, I'm gonna pretend like I didn't see what I just saw. Or what's that music they playing? I'm gonna pretend as though I didn't hear what I heard. But ooh, child, wait till I tell hubby this. Wait till I tell my man this, my boo this. Well, we got a witch living next door to us, y'all. Okay, so it's heavily given, dear one. You guys got a lot of neighbors that are perceiving you to be that. Okay, yeah. For some of you guys, you could have co-workers, okay, that may perceive you to be that. Okay, now you're very slick with it. Okay, you may have wear a stone for protection. You could wear your black tourmaline. Okay, you could wear your tiger's eye. Okay, you may even have a crystal wand that you might hide behind your laptop in your office, or whatever the case may be. But there's something that a neighbor may have seen, a co-worker may have seen. Okay, they might have seen that black tourmaline necklace kind of peek through your blouse. They looked like, what's that? Okay, so some of you guys is given that you may also, depending on where you work, dear one, you could have someone that's kind of got their eye on you. They may be side eyeing you, and they may be like, yeah, collective is a witch. They're not gonna tell nobody. They're not gonna let nobody know. But I can kind of tell. I'm getting the vibe. And then the way they speak. Their lingo is very different. They be talking about vibration. They be talking about energy. Energy what? Vibration who? Okay. They be talking about alignment. They be talking. Well, girl, one day I overheard them talking about chakras. Well, I had to go and look it up. What the hell is a chakra? And then when I read it, I said, what in the what? Are they a witch? It's giving that, dear one. So a lot of you guys, you got people intrigued, okay? Some of them, they're really digging your mysterious aura, okay? Some of them, dear one, they're very intimidated because they're like, hell, if she get upset with me, hell, I don't know, she might try to hex me. I try to go out to my car and go home to my kids. Hell, my damn car might not start because I done pissed her off. I don't know about collective, okay? So some of you guys is kind of like going both ways, okay? But you largely have people that don't really know you. They may know of you through proximity, okay, or through 6 degrees of separation or less. So it's heavily giving like a neighbor, or a co-worker, maybe the mailman, you guys, maybe like Amazon, the delivery people, UPS, and all of this and all of that, because you keep getting a lot of packages, and maybe one time, dear one, they may have gotten wind of one particular package that you had, and they like, what's this? The tarot oracle shop. Tarot what? This girl is a witch. This guy, what he doing over there? What he doing back there in that backyard there? Okay, so it's giving that, dear one. So people that don't really know you guys that may, be around you. Okay, male men, okay, male women, okay, delivery people. For some of you guys, dear one, even like people, if you've recently had maintenance done in your home, okay, whether you are in an apartment or whether you're in a home or a condo, townhouse, whatever the case may be, you may have had a maintenance worker or somebody you may have called for repairs, say the plumber or the HVAC guy, or, someone to come and, check on your AC or whatever like that, okay? And, they walked up into your place and, they saw that it was very beautiful in terms of decor and aesthetic, but then they might have seen something that made them do a double take. Girl, did you have your altar on display? Is your altar in the living room? Is it in the hallway? Is it in the foyer? Okay. Did you have some candles lit? Okay. Did you have a tarot video playing in the background? Okay. Some kind of way or another, dear one, they was like, this customer here, this client here, this person here, this tenant here, this homeowner here, hey, they's a witch. Okay, dear one. So it's very much so giving that, okay? But this is how you're being perceived. This is how you're being viewed. And a lot of people, dear one, that have this type of wondering about you, is giving that they're more intrigued rather than being threatened or afraid, or they're more intrigued and they really want to open up a dialogue, but they're afraid. So they're more curious than they are offended. Okay, is giving that. Okay. So if you guys have had a recent type of situation, or for some of you guys, perhaps within the next 3 to 5 days, you're going to have a type of situation. And Spirit is saying, gauge the person's energy. And if it seems like, they're asking a lot of questions, or they seem to be friendly and open-minded, okay, you can kind of scan them. You know what to do. You're a witch. Scan their energy. And if they're given that, their vibes are a little bit open, you might ask them a question like, do you know what this stone means? Or I saw you looking at that. Do you like that? Do you know what that's for? And open up a dialogue, okay? But if it's given, all of a sudden, they giving, they crossing their face, giving themselves the holy cross over their chest and shit, and then they talking about something off the wall, and you feeling like, okay, this is giving witch hunt vibes. Okay, let me hurry up and let this dude fix this HVAC, okay, or fix this sink and get the fuck out of my house. Now I got a sage because you're not welcome here. Okay, depending on the vibe, dear one, that you feel, okay. But I'm hearing whether it be both ways. You guys have a lot of people that don't know you, but they may know of you through like proximity, or by delivering a product or service, or maybe working around you or with you. And for some of you guys, even online, okay, even if you don't have like a tarot channel, and you haven't, made it clear that you are that wizard, okay? Maybe, you could be doing hair, maybe, you could be a massage therapist, okay? Maybe you could be, somebody where you have your own business, you're doing, you're creating oils or homemade soaps, and maybe natural hair products or something like that. Or you could be a nail technician, or you're doing people's eyebrows, and you're an esthetician doing facials and shit, something like that. And people could still kind of sense maybe the words you use, or maybe how you dress, or maybe some tattoos or something that they peeped in your background, and they like, it's giving witchy vibes here. It's given that, they into the shit now. They down with this shit. Okay. And again, but the most part I'm hearing, dear one, that whoever these people are, or this person is, as they're perceiving you, is giving that for the majority of them, they're intrigued that they, somebody like you exists. They just thought this was all about, Harry Potter. This was all about, practical magic, one of my favorite classic movies of all time. They just thought that was just spooky woo woo. That was just play. And then they get an opportunity to see someone live and in the flesh. Okay. All of us are not dead. All of us didn't get burned at the stake. Okay. Yeah. All of us, we didn't go through some type of untimely demise. Some of us, our ancestors were very clever with it, and it got to the point where now we're here because of them. They survived, and so we survived, okay? And some of y'all, you got people looking at y'all like, God damn, I'll be damn in 2026. I just ran into a witch. I just ran into a witch in 2026. Absolutely, okay? So, all right, dear one, that is a tea for you guys, okay? That's the tea that you need to set you free, okay? I'm going to give you guys some signs, all right? And then I'm going to turn it loose. But first, I'm going to look at the chat, okay? All right, so here we go, y'all. Thank you, Spirit. For those of you guys where this message most resonates, you or they, dear one, that are perceiving you, how they're perceiving you at this time, you or they could very well be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Aries, Leo, Libra, Gemini, Cancer, Virgo. Gemini is very, very strong. Thank you, Spirit. Pisces. Thank you, Spirit. Leo moon, Aqua rising, Virgo moon, and Virgo rising. Thank you, Spirit. I also just heard the name Tori. Tori. That could be for somebody, okay? That wanted to pop up out of the ethers, okay? All right. So, dear one, that is your tea that you need to set you free, okay? Let's look at the time and see where we at. Okay, yeah, we at an hour, okay? So I guess that's pretty good for me. Hell, I be averaging like 145 to 230. Shit. Okay? So I'm going to read, some of you guys' comments, okay? And then if I see a question, I might answer the question, okay? So let's see. David says, hi. Hi, David. How are you? Hi, Skyline. How are you, love? Okay. David says, this sounds hot. Okay. Well, I hope that you got some hot messages, okay, that resonated with you, David. Okay. And then Dandon says, how are you? I'm fine, love. How are you? Hope that you're good in your neighborhood. Okay. And then Kushi Kumari says, hello, ma'am. When will I get my dream job? UPSC. Okay, so I see one question. Hold that. Okay. And then Don has given 100 and some emojis to show that the reading resonated with her. Benjamin says hi. Denise says hi. Hi, everybody. Hi, Miss Charisma. How are you? What's up, Cersei? Sage Squad. Thank you, Destiny. Destiny sent a star for 2 jewels. Thank you, love. Appreciate that very much. Okay. NOA H Human says beautiful dream catcher. Thank you, love. Okay. She says says have an extremely lovely day. Beautiful people. Thank you. And you too as well, sir. May you have a very beautiful day as well. Stay safe. Stay protected. Okay. And then we have y'all arguing up in here. Street DAOC said, which card tells you to get a job? Read the getting a job card, okay? I don't know if y'all having some side conversations or something, okay? Y'all be nice in the chat now, okay? All right. But I see one question here, so I'm going to answer Kushi Kumari. Hello, ma'am. When will I get my dream job, okay? All right, let's tap in. Come through, Spirit. Thank you. Dear one, I'm hearing from Spirit, you can expect to get that dream job if all goes well and there's no particular obstacles or blockages, and there's also no obstacles in your end in terms of you not doing what needs to be done on your part. Because I'm hearing from Spirit, there's a part that you have to play in it as well. But once you play that part, then also there's some things going on around you that, although it may be out of your control, there could be like some delays. But if you're doing what you need to be done, and if you stay very prayerful and very intentional, and you do the physical things that need to be done, as opposed to just, sitting back and meditating and waiting for that particular dream job to come into your life, I'm hearing from Spirit in a matter of 3 to 6 months, okay? In a matter of 3 to 6 months, but of course there are caveats with it. Spirit says to let you know, dear one, that there are caveats concerning your dream job, because there's always certain people that, certain things have to pass through hands of different people. And some people, based on their intentions, they could want that for you. And then other people, dear one, based on their intentions, they could not want that for you. Also, dear one, I'm hearing from Spirit, you could be the type of person where perhaps until this dream job comes into fruition, it probably would do you well to move in silence, because I'm hearing from Spirit, you could have a particular family member, okay, is giving like a feminine energy. I don't know if it could be a sister, an aunt, a grandmother or a mother. You could have a particular energy, a maternal energy around you, dear one, that doesn't necessarily want to see you have that dream job, because they may feel threatened that in some way, shape, or form, dear one, this is going to remove you from their life in a way where they have become accustomed to having some type of control over your life, whether it's giving them a sense of feeling needed, or whether it's giving them a sense of, having some type of control over your life. And so this particular dream job, dear one, that you're speaking of, this is really going to elevate you in a way where you're going to become independent and self-sufficient. And whoever is this maternal energy that is around you, love, this is someone that could particularly, help me get it out, Spirit. This person's name could be Patricia, come through, Spirit, or Patty, okay? That could be a nickname, okay? This could be someone, dear one, where, they may not particularly be happy and giddy for you to be moving in a situation where you're going to garner more independence and self-sufficiency. Okay, so I'm hearing 3 to 6 months, and depending on all of the external factors around you, and to the ability that you learn how to move in silence and keep things close to your chest, that's either going to take away time from that 3 to 6 month window, or it could add time on to that 3 to 6 month window. Okay, if you start talking to the wrong people about your dream job before you have really laid down that foundation, before you have made sure that the people that are in alignment with you, and that they're praying with you and praying for you and not praying on you, okay? That's to the degree, dear one, that 3 to 6 month window is either going to remain 3 to 6 months, okay, because there's steps, there's levels that you have to do for your dream job. But also, dear one, it can either, time can be taken away from that, depending on how strategic you are with prayer, how strategic you are with protecting, the dream job, in terms of how you're visualizing it, the steps that you're making, how you're keeping that close to your chest, but also, dear one, how you're following through and how you're trying to find people who are in alignment with you. So you only want people that are around you that want what you want and that want to see you go to the next level and be happy with your dream job. But I'm hearing from Spirit, Kush, come through, Spirit, that whoever you are, you already know that you have certain people around you, and that of those group of people, particularly for some type of maternal energy, you automatically know already, says Spirit, who is going to be happy for you, or who would be happy for you, when you get your dream job, and dear one, who would not be happy for you, okay, when you get your dream job, okay? Spirit says you already know, okay? So it's giving that, you're going to have to kind of move in silence and only let those people that are really in support of you, that really are rooting for you and really want to see you go to the next level and be happy, okay? Because you have certain people, dear one, they feel as though, hey, when you get this dream job, that means, you're going to show up less and less in their life, okay? They're going to have less and less, control in your life, influence in your life. And certain people, dear one, this is a threat to them, okay? So I'm definitely hearing, 3 to 6 months, says Spirit. But again, that time could be shorter depending on, if you keep things close to your chest, if you do what you need to do on a physical level. Spirit saying there's levels to this shit. So we want you guys to get out of the spooky woo-woo where, when you hear a prophetic message or you hear a message and it's telling you, yeah, you're going to get it. But if you sit on your ass and you don't follow through, you don't make sure that you are developed with the particular skills and abilities that particular dream job is going to acquire. If you're making sure, dear one, if you don't make sure that you have carved out your life in a way where time management, you have time to devote it to that dream job, where you can be all in and strategically focus on that job to elevate, to get the job, to keep the job, and to maintain it, okay? If you don't have the support around you, family members or whoever this particular maternal energy is, I'm definitely hearing that you're going to have to stay silent and not tell this person who, what you got going on. Spirit says you know who this person is, okay? But to the level or to the degree, dear one, that you don't block it by failing to invest in the steps and take the action as it relates to this dream job that you should take, not just sitting back, just waiting on it to come and say, well, I heard a word. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm just going to watch, videos all day. Now, don't do that now. That's not wise, okay? That's what we call, spiritually goofy, okay? We don't have no spiritually goofy people at the House of Sage, okay? So don't do that, dear one, okay? But I'm definitely hearing that, okay? 3 to 6 months, depending on, to the level and degree that you ramp up some things that you need to do to prove that you are sufficient and you are well trained and ready for the role that you're seeking. And to the degree that you keep people out of your business, knowing about your every step, your every move, these particular individuals that will not be happy for you because your independence equals a threat to them. The level and degree that you keep that on lock, keep that at bay, says Spirit. It could be less than 3 to 6 months, or you can add more time onto it. Okay, so that's your answer. Okay, dear one. Okay, hope it resonated with you. And when you do get the dream job, okay, come back and holler at your girl and give a testimony. Okay, all right. So that's that for that, you guys. So thank you guys for remaining here, hearing the yes no oracle message. Thank you, Kush, for the question, ma'am. Okay, whoever you are, thank you for the question. And the rest of you guys, dear one, I'm going to turn it loose, okay? And I'm going to allow you guys to continue to go on with the rest of your day, evening, morning, noon, or night, whatever time that it is in your neck of the woods, okay? And until next time, you guys, okay? Stay beautiful, stay blessed, and stay great. Peace.